Hey people, Injured here, welcome back to the Elite League show into the first quarter-final. Beginning on Calderas Desert on the blue side, we have Best Noob with a Lord General faction. Ranged combat begins with a retinue of stormtroopers going to add to these guys throughout the game, giving him more abilities, very strong defense and support. Up against Adilla, we saw progress from round 1 with a Tech Marine, starts off ranged combat, can also support the structures and repair. This is the Ultramarines DLC with those fancy white helms. Where are they? There they are. How do you deal with this Imperial Guard early game then? Big fan of Assault Marines myself to put pressure on the repairing guards and also get that sneaky melter bomb out in tier 2. Attacks here are heading towards the Sentinel. Tech Marines already shooting it. And if they pop their Kraken bolts, they could do some really good damage here. There it is. 20% more to heavy armor, which is what the Sentinel uses. Look how far they've got it down already. There we go, switch targets, fellas. The Lord General will tie them up, of course. There it is. Maybe double tax. I mean, he can't tie them both up, and then it leaves the Tech Marine free still. Got that Sentinel pretty low. Does get a little health boost, I believe, with the ground pound upgrade. Yeah, 50 more health you saw go in there. There's the stomp, and there's the retreat. We do have triple guardsmen out to help support the Sentinel and cap stuff. And Adilla is going double tax. She's going to keep them together to force off the Sentinel and then break up and cap, I guess. This guy's going to come and decap the wreck point. There it is. Sergeant on the way for everyone. Oh, not these fellas. They don't know what they're doing. No sergeant to tell them. There's that decap. And a bit of repairs, I suppose. 15 per second, I believe they repair at. It's like in between normal repair rate and a bit lower than heroes that can repair. Here's the double tactical Marines. Popping some Kraken bolts. Doing some good damage to the Sentinels. Certainly make them back away. It's hard to follow up though. It's so quick compared to the tactical Marines. The Lord General now coming in. They switch targets. Sentinel's getting brave. Going for the stomp. They're trying to split. Gets a stomp only on the Tech Marine, and those attacks are forced to retreat. Adilla going for some Devastators now. Would have loved to see double tax and Assault Marines, but they might be too expensive and a bit slow. Will scale pretty well and do some real work in tier 1, but Devs should be very good here. If they can be maneuverable enough, that is. Did the Lord General drop a Stormtrooper? I don't think they did. Can reinforce them in the field. Here are the devs. So now Best Noob has seen them. How do they respond? If at all, do they just outmaneuver and go tier 2? Do we see spotters? Do we see catechins? We've got some flamers. That's for sure. Node going up. Did they already hit the power when I wasn't paying attention? It's very possible. There's some repairs, of course. Tax and the Tech. Devastator's getting into a flanking position. They do get the Lord General out of there. These Techs meanwhile capping with their 50% faster capping trait, and we see a Flamer on the way. Not messing around, going for the natural power perhaps at some point. There it is. 2 gens on it. Does hurt their ability to damage the Sentinel though, and it might drag them out of cover when they are ordered to attack, since they need to get close enough for the Flamer. But you can just like put them in cover manually, and whatever weapons have range will fire. Or maybe he just wants to move up and like melt the guardsmen, of course. Do some decent work here. Vengeance rounds from the devs. Got that Sentinel pretty low again. Don't think they're going to be able to chase into base, but does get some decapping going. An aggressive push there by Adilla. These Tacks took a bunch of lasgun shots. Now they're pissed. Going to get into melee combat. Those power armored elbows. Pretty rough for a guardsman. Down goes one. Flaming guardsmen are taking down gens. They took down one. Not sure if there's another one there. And they're going to get the node too. Wants to hit back, does Adilla, and swap power bashes. Not sure if they're going to be able to. This guy's going to be able to stomp. Devs need to move here. Really need to move. There we go. They be moving. More devs on the way for Adilla. Are they going to be able to set up in time before they get stumped? They are not. Maybe they should have gone for the garrison. Looks like a busted up garrison. Only 300 hit points on it. Distracting them from the power, I suppose. That's what guardsmen are good for. Just shoot us and don't shoot important things. 443 to 403. Adilla does have a 2-to-1 cap. What is this? It's guardsman grabbing a VP. Uh-oh, here comes the Lord General with a flank. Get some melee in on the devs who did drop a model. The tax though did not get the power though. Although, more tax, no flamers. Oh, scouts have been dropped. We do have more devastators on the field. Can I spot the bodies of the scouts? How the heck did they die? There we go. Oh, they must have got flamed out of the garrison over here. Poor bastards, I didn't even notice you. There's that stomp. That ever-present sentinel stomp. Just ruins your engagement. Tax here healing up. There's those devs, most likely not going to be fully reinforced. You still get that heavy bolter after all. 434 to 403. Tier 2 now for best noob. Did not get anything specific out in Tier 1 to combat the Devastators. I think it's a wide enough and big enough map. They don't need to do that. You can get in around those firing arcs reasonably well. Depends what you're up against, I suppose. Tech Marine gets that cap. Now going to go into melee with those guardsmen. At least try to. There's your Kraken bolts. But as you can see, you need to get close to use that flamer. The damage they did though to those guardsmen. All evenly spread, of course, but they dropped a model there. Chimera on the way for best noob. More decapping from Adilla. He's trying to set up a power bash here. Edging forward of the devs. Tax off to try and get in around. Tech Marine trying to distract meanwhile. Get behind some heavy cover, buddy. There you go. Here's the power bash attempt. Might be able to get one generator. Maybe. Sentinel coming in for a stomp. Does get one. Oh, the stomp actually killed one, I think. Killed a Marine there. Perhaps the devs could have moved up a bit more to support that. These ones here. And there's that Chimera, supporting vehicle for Imperial Guard. The bane of many players' existence synergizes just so well with Guardsmen since they reinforce so quickly and so cheaply. And then, of course, they can repair the hell out of it. These guys get into melee. No tier 2 in sight for Adilla. Not too far off going. They can respond quite quickly with the units they have to a vehicle, but it's not cheap. 40 power for a missile launcher. The last cannon upgrade is only... Oh, they can't get a last cannon upgrade. They've got vengeance rounds on both of the devs. Tech Marine himself can get a melter gun, of course, and the orbs. Do some solid anti-vehicle stuff with the Tech Marine. But there might be another bash here as Adilla's thin in the field. Everything's back healing up. Oh, devs are back out. Both of them, in fact. And vengeance round's going to kick in, do some good damage here on rear armor. Look at that. Get away from my power. Tech Marine with his power armored elbows. And some decent left hooks there. Couldn't get it done though. Couldn't get him out of there. Sentinel's quite low. If Adilla can get in around with Kraken bolts loaded in, could do some work. Here's Ogrins for best noob. Could support them with the armor that gives them suppression immunity and then run them in. I always forget the name of it. Is this it? Carapace, I think that's it. Attacks here to force melee combat on the Lord General. Why are they using their Kraken bolts though? They're wasting it. Oh no. Sentinel's been repaired. Ogrins are out. These guys have heavy melee damage. Deceptively quick too. Even when they're not in charge. Look at this. You'd expect them to be really slow and lumbering, but they get in there. Rip you apart by just smashing you with their ripper guns. There's a good name for it. Tax eats a stomp. Best Noob has just played it pretty solidly so far. Hasn't made any huge mistakes, timing the stomps well. Those guys in trouble. Up goes a turret from Adilla to defend the power here. It's a strange one. Is it going to be a missile turret? Doesn't seem like it. Those guys need to move up a little bit more. But they don't want to get caught moving, of course. The Ogrins get their bonehead leader up. The fellow with the half of his skull has bionics on it at the front there. I'm not sure if he does more damage than the other Ogrins. I assume so. He might just have more health. Triple cap now for Best Noob. No sign of missile launchers. We do have a plasma gun, which is interesting. Not what you'd expect. Artificer armor also. Plasma gun is in direct response to the Ogrins, but I think your biggest problem is, you know, Chimera. We do a lot of damage to the Ogrins though. Maybe that'll help bleed Best Noob down. Having to reinforce these guys. But I really did expect power spent on more anti-vehicle stuff. Maybe they think the double Vengeance rounds devs is enough. There's some more Vengeance rounds. You might have noticed there it gives them more range as well when they activate it. Triple cap is still ticking down. Tax getting a sergeant, turning into Stern Guard. Kept the flame attacks though. And no sign of a missile launcher or orbs. Mines are going down. Stern Guard can use their own Vengeance rounds, of course, to damage vehicles. Hellfire to like melt the guardsmen too. Heavy weapon squad for Best Noob to frustrate the Stern Guard in the mid. And here come Ogrins. There's the Use Your Red. And getting some support from the Lord General. There's that Stand Firm. That's what the ability is called. Devs are really far back. Oh, they're trying to protect from this. That's why Best Noob is continuing to threaten on this side. Adilla just can't make any moves here. Plasma cannon on the way. I think a double devs was maybe hasn't worked out. Assault Marines for aggression or a bit of a quicker tier 2 maybe. Would have been the way to go. So easy to say in hindsight though. There's the Vengeance Round Stern Guard and the Vengeance Rounds Advanced Targeting Devs. Getting shot up though. As you can see, they can easily out-repair the damage from these guys on front armor. 383 to 53. Now using Hellfire to try and get rid of those guardsmen. All the while though, taking a whole bunch of lasgun fire. There's little turrets on the side of the Chimera being operated by those within. Took a hell of a lot of damage there. Plasma cannon, what can you do? There's the first shot. Direct hit on the Chimera. Not sure they can get another. There we go. They do get another one. And it does hit. Look how low it got. The Stern Guard were around. Just a few hits would have taken it out, but it's a double cap and Adilla's run out of time here. Solid win for Best Noob to take it up to 1-0 in this series. Best of 5, of course. The Lord General got to level 2. Tech Marine also level 2. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in Game 2. Hey people, Injured here, back with Game 2 of this quarter-final. We're on Greentooth Gorge, and Best Noob has brought out the Plague Champion. Starts off in ranged combat with the damage of a Time Bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. What is this scheme? Oh, it's World Eaters. Don't typically see a World Eater Plague champion. This is the elite scheme, I believe. Over on the red side, of course, is Adilla with a Commando Knob. Infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you, and blows you up. Orky style begins range combat with a twin link shooter. Just straps mines to himself, apparently. We've got double shooters. We've got some CSM. We've got some heretics. There's your second squad. Commander's being all sneaky like. There we go. How much damage it does to the Plague Champion. Has more health, I think. No. 670 to 680. But he can be sneaky. Single cap here early on for best noob. Orcs taking their time grabbing that VP, but here come double shooters for some Daka. Plague Champion having to flee back to the garrison there. Heretics, I don't think you want to approach double shooters, fellas. Even without upgrades. Especially with a commando there. Looks like they're going to get in. Stun misses. They got a Doom Blast at least. And there's a bunch of Daka for the garrison. This guy needs to flee. There we go. No melee there really to threaten him in retreat. Sluggers. Scared off the heretics with a look there. And we've got the blood axes with their caps on. Aspiring champion on the way though for these fellas. That's going to make them a lot more dangerous in melee in tier 1 especially. CSM to support them. There's that aspiring champion. He's a Chaos Marine with a chainsword. Pretty handy in combat. Power bashing here for Adilla. Pain Boy on the way. It'll be fun to see. Heretics pushing all the way through to the gens, and the might as well bash it. They're here. You're right here, guys. Can they do it in time? They can't even all get around the generator. Look at them. Some of them are just shooting their pistols. Not sure if the sluggers are even going to want to fight them. Commando turns around. Did bash the node. Shooters only dropped one model. Thought they both had aspiring champions there for a second. Commando grabbing that central VP. Here come the sluggers. Not sure why they're backing away. The heretics get in there. You've got CSM support as well. Pain Boy's there. They didn't throw out the heal. Or did they? They've lost a bunch of energy. Oh, they just healed themselves. As that heal over time ability that can only be used on orcs is pretty powerful. Allows sluggers to win engagements they wouldn't normally win. And it can be tough for Chaos to take down single entities quickly. Get a bunch of CSM and shoot at them basically. Not always easy for heretics to surround small targets like a Pain Boy. They're staying on this power. CSM actually moving up to some cover here. Well, not quite. Standing near the cover. And picking off sluggers. They do have their burners up. This is a risky engagement for Adilla. Yeah, they dropped too much health moving in. And down they go. Are they getting the heal over time? Look, I always see the Pain Boy's energy gone. But I don't see the sluggers being healed. Almost got this gen, and we do see stick bombs. That could be very bad news for some heretics at some point. Yeah, look at that damage from that twin link shooter. Plague Champion fights back though and gets him to leave. Where are those shooters? Here they go. They're going to help defend the power, although it's been decapped. And they grabbed the VP. That's good work on the west side for those fellas. Plague Champion taking a lot of damage again. Does not throw the stun bomb. Maybe they already did. Raptors on the way for best noob. Can stand up against the sluggers and can also, of course, suppress the back lines here. Which is mainly what they're going to be used for. Wait for the sluggers to approach. Suppress them with a Doom Blast and jump in your raptors. A very fanciful special attack from the Pain Boy. Span around. Do a pirouette. Where's he? A warlock? Used to have power melee, this guy. Ouch. Took out a CSM model. Does damage over time, I think, with his melee attack still. It is just regular melee these days. Heretics doing some decapping. Oh, they do both have aspiring champions now. I hear a raptor jump. Busting up a bunch of sluggers. Only dropped one model though. Can all of a sudden become so dangerous, sluggers in tier 2 with their knob leader. Painboy gets in. Might get another model, but there's raptors and heretics needs to get away. And should do. There's aiming what's that from the shooter boys. Gonna eat the jump though. Can they get a model before they flee? Don't think so. Can get straight back onto this VP and maybe onto the power again. Commando has been off by himself. He does operate pretty well alone with his stun bomb and his explosive orkiness. No knob leaders for the shooters. Looks like Best Noob is in a good position to get that tech up sooner. Oh, they didn't go as aggressively down the west side as I thought. Raptors just got a decap and are now leaving towards the mid. Commando's grabbing it though. 487 to 447. Nothing much in it in terms of VPs, but Best Noob I think has had the better of the fights on the whole. Play Champion able to get shots in from the heavy cover there. But it does turn red. Surprised didn't get jumped. Maybe they thought there was more orcs back here. There's Hide the Boys on the sluggers. They're going to try and get a flank with it maybe. Get in on the CSM and perhaps stun the heretics so they can't help. There we go. Heretics trying to respond. But they're a bit far away. CSM are out of there. Nice setup by Adilla. Stayed far enough away from the heretics so they couldn't spot the sluggers with the aspiring champion. Raptors taking the opportunity to just jump and grab the VP. Meanwhile, a power bash perhaps here. It is tier 2 for Best Noob. Adilla still has a little ways to go. Can they get a full bash here? Got to use your burners, fellas. There we go. Raptors are not around to jump them. Stun bomb could really mess up these approaching defenses too. Could be a very vital stun bomb here. Sluggers just retreat. Why did they retreat? Stick bombs are dodged. Very strange. Was that a misclick or something? Heretics here trying to get into retreat path. I feel like they could have done a lot more to these generators here, Adilla. Heretics are being wrecked by tons of Dakar. There's touch of Nurgle at the end for the aspiring champion, but did whack those heretics out. I feel like they could have stayed in play a bit longer there with a stun bomb and stuff. I don't think they tried the stun bomb. I think those are stick bombs only. Here's the pain boy. Not sure where you've been. You're not defending the power, that's for sure. Raptors are on it after grabbing the VP. But here's sluggers to defend. Yeah, there's a decent fight for the sluggers. I mean, it's not an easy one. Not sure they'll straight up win. Maybe we'll see here. Level 1 sluggers, level 1 raptors. We do have burners in there. Every loss, of course, much more painful for the raptors, but there's the aspiring champion. All of a sudden, it's bad news for the orcs. Did get a model, though. I think that was worth it. I think that was worth a little push there. Do have a knob leader for the shooters. These guys do not. Tier 2 now for Adilla. War Truck or Weird Boy. Both can do some work for you here. I think I'd go Weird Boy. Really messes up approaching heretics and raptors, of course. But War Truck does allow you to go bash that power much easier and switch your left and right. I don't see anything queued up for the sluggers in terms of knob leader yet. We do have stronger git source queued up though. Makes their heal over time better, the pain boy, like a lot better as well. It's almost double its effectiveness, I think, unless it's been changed. Makes it very difficult to kill sluggers. So Chaos Dreadnought on the way for Best Noob, and there is the knob leader on the way. They're going to be a massive threat to the Raptors and the CSM now. And the Heretics, of course, especially with Pain Boy support. Stun bomb goes in. It's actually going to stun the sluggers. That was a backfire. Sometimes you kind of just get caught in those melee animations and you just can't pull away. No bleeder goes in. Mardenum needs to be careful. What is this? It's Daka. Of course it is. Pain Boy. I think got a model, but is persuaded to leave. Havoc's now for Best Noob to try and control those dangerous sluggers. And here's a Dreadnought with the World Eater's tail and Blood Crusher head. Because why not? Raptors with the heavy melee maul now. Lost their melter pistol they used to have, but looks a lot cooler. There's those Havocs out for Best Noob. Getting some capping done where they can. Tank Busters purchased. Have they seen the Dreadnought? I don't think they have. Maybe they expect a Blood Crusher or something. Sluggers being sneaky with Hide the Boys. Gonna ambush these Raptors here. What can they get done? Do they just jump out, or do they try to use the Demonic Fury on the Knob Leader? No, they just jump out. Demonic Fury is a big single target attack that you get from the Aspiring Champion. Can be useful for sniping single entities like heroes and sub-commanders, or maybe picking off a squad leader. Picking off in the mid. Sluggers gets in on the Raptors with Swampum active. Tank Busters taking shots on the Dreadnought. Pain Boy getting in there to tie up the Dreadnought. And of course lots of Daka being thrown in. The Plague Champion went down. Sluggers doing a great job. Not sure why the Havocs weren't firing there. There is a Nurgle Shrine. Pain Boy and Sluggers are out here. Stick bombs thrown in. They're going to miss everything. And Best Noob is able to take the brunt of it and survive. Sneaky little Shrine of Nurgle there. Kind of blends into the jungle. Very, very blue map here for Best Noob. It's not going after the natural VP of Vadilla right now. Stays mid. It's going to be defended by a lot of stuff if they do, that's why. Commando with the Mega Boom Kit. Not sure how it improves the stick bombs, maybe just he throws more of them. Perhaps. Up to 58 damage per grenade. That's quite a lot. Damage is increased by 18 when Mega Boom Kit is equipped. Tells me right there. It's quite a powerful grenade. Since he throws a bunch of them. Trying to get in around here. Take the Havocs out of the game. Best Noob going to spin the Havocs around. Doesn't look like it. Sluggers are actually capping right now. There we go, Havocs have been spun. A lot of resources, Adila. Goes tier 3. I was going to say, are we going to see a Weird Boy as well? But if we see the tier 3, I think it's a good time to go. 2-to-1 cap against you. Bunch of VPs behind, but you're maintaining a decent standing army. You can get a Knob Squad or something in there. Some Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines there, ready to get stuck in to those sluggers. Might be able to overwhelm them with Heretics, Raptors, and CSM with Mark of Khorne. More Havocs there with another Heavy Bolter. Pain Boy gets a decap on the power. Where is the Commando? He's over there. Tank Buster Barrage. Oh, only one little volley went off though. Disrupts the Havocs, but nothing pushed alongside it. Not sure what that was all about. Not sure what the plan there was. We're 3/4 of the way to tier 3 though. 457 to 191 on the VPs. Needs something here. Best Noob has set up pretty well with a variety of things, and that's the key. It's not like it's just Havocs and some plain CSM or something that you can just jump on. You've got a Dreadnought, you've got Raptors, and of course you never know what the Plague Champion could pull out. Not sure if Adilla's seen the Mark of Khorne CSM yet, but they're going to be forced off here. There's a jump to try and finish off the Pain Boy. happen. We have a rocket launcher tier 3 for Commando Noblo. Massive chunks of damage there. They can get a decent barrage with the tank busters. A couple of those and maybe a tank buster volley. Could do some work. Hide the boys of the sluggers. Catching the raptors here. That was the jump. I thought it was going to use Demonic Fury, but because I saw the energy go down. Took out the knob leader. The aspiring champion. Commando still being sneaky-like. Here come Heretics to try and put a stop to all this sneakiness with their aspiring champion. That just hit terrain. Sometimes, though, when anti-vehicle weapon hits terrain, it still does damage to whatever it's shooting at. Which is a bit weird. It's like the game recognizing, yeah, it's kind of crappy that this would have hit terrain. Have your damage. It's a decent stick bomb throw. Markov Corn CSM on retreat path. But I don't think they're going to get it done. Commando gets away. Now some good sneaky, rockety, explodey commando play there. It's commandos in tier 3 for Adilla, not a Nob squad. Didn't want to wait for them, I suppose. Running out of time here. 457 to 127, and these guys do bring you a lot. Have a faster capping rate, they can disrupt, they can do damage over time, they can area deny. They can sneak up to the Havocs. Love the Dakar burner bomb. Really messed them up. Aiming what's that there on the Markov Corn CSM. Paint boys around. Help things out if needed. Sluggers on the prowl level 2. Sneaky commandos with their Nob leader is another source of anti-vehicle damage too. I think they're going to go mess up the Havocs though. Throw a burner and then maybe switch targets to the Dreadnought. There's Love the Dakar. But no burner bomb. In fact, they're not moving anymore. 457 to 100. Not sure what happened to the commandos. They can channel Love the Dakar for longer than that, I think. Markov Corn CSM getting caught. Suppressed by shooters and chopped up by sluggers. Trying to get back to the shrine here. And dropping models. There's a jump on the commandos. Going for a decap. Misplay there with those guys. Adilla must have been distracted by Best Noob pushing against this side. They didn't love the Dakar for long for some reason, and they didn't throw their burner bomb. Jumps the shooters, but they have been split up here. These looters could push up, I think. Nope, they're going to stay there. Got a decap. 457 to 85 at a 1-to-1. There's that rocket launcher. Look at that damage. Needs to keep it moving though. To chase that thing. Not going to be able to. Suppressed. And can't get it down. Stun bomb was thrown. Those guys able to cap while stunned. Fair enough. Need some repairs, does the Dreadnought. I mean, it hasn't been the most killy thing ever, but it's made Adilla have to think about anti-vehicle stuff. Lots of Dakar for those heretics. They're dropping models. There's another one. Just trying to get back to the... oh, the shrine is down. Did get the shrine down. Has anything else been purchased? I don't think so. It's just all reinforced up. Looters here, a good choice. Sluggers wiping out those heretics. 457 to 71. There's a jump from the Raptors though on the commandos. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot they can do about it. Trying to get away. Uh oh, Chaos Terminators moving in. Using their power fist now on those poor looters. Trying to get the Dreadnought down. One more volley from the Commando Nob would do it, and I think he's going to get it. There it is. And down goes the Dreadnought, but now has some Chaos Terminators to worry about. Orcs don't really have a source of plasma damage, but you can, of course, fight them with a Nob squad or something, and flash kits can do some work for you. But easier said than done. You're just trying to survive. Commandos were wiped. There's a pile of orcs here. Look at all the commandos with their mines strapped to them. Is that GG right there? Not sure what these shooter boys are up to. This guy's still bleeding. Lots of blood spurting out of things, which I like. Guys have been taking a break, just watching that Eastern VP. We've got some lightning claws now. for the Chaos Terminators. Bad news for everything in Adilla's army. Oh, there were some heretics on the way, but they were cancelled by Best Noob. These guys going for the decap, suppressing the Havocs. I think they get a decap for sure. There is the 1-to-1. Now you probably need to run away. Definitely when the Raptors jump here. Or just run into you. Picking off in the mid. Shooters getting chopped up. Tank busters flee. These are some very brave sluggers here. There's the heal over time from the Pain Boy. To see how insanely quickly it heals the sluggers, but those are lightning claws and they will chop through your heals. Adilla with a single. Plague Champion gets the mid back though, and Chaos are going to retake the east side too. Looted tank on the way for Adilla. Both the Havocs are unupgraded, so they can get anti-vehicle weapons. The Raptor Aspiring Champion has a heavy melee weapon too, so they can threaten the tank. There is a looted tank fist that can crush all life, the fella said, which means Plague Champion is purchasing the Plague Fist. There it is. Just used his Breath of Nurgle heal there. Newly acquired gift from Nurgle. Commando's still down. There is the tank. Might be the last roll of the dice by Adilla. Not sure if they're going to have the damage output here to just deal with everything. So many threats. So level 3 CSM, level 4 Raptors. There's a jump. Not sure where the Pain Boy is. Oh, they're on the VP. Getting chopped up by lightning claws. And they go down. Got a decap though. Look how well the Sluggers did there against the Raptors. Before the Mark of Corner CSM and stuff came in. There's the GG. Best Noob goes to 2-0 in this series. It's a best of 5 game. And I'll see you in Game 3. Hey people, Injured here back with Game 3 of this quarter-final. We're on Serval Frontier and Best Noob is an Inquisitor offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee combat but can get specialised ranged weapons, and Adilla has gone for a Warlock to fight for their place. A melee spellcaster that can leap into combat with some powerful disruption and support. Eldar perhaps faring slightly better against the Imperial Guard than other factions. They've got that maneuverability to hit them hard and fast, and also Shurikens are good at spinning around and messing things up. Triple Dire Avengers for Adilla. Needs all the pew pew they can get. Familiar Sentinel into some more guards from the Best Noob. There's the Warlock. Jumps onto the Inquisitor before she can use the Hammer of the Witches. Some decent hits in. There's double Dire Avengers backing him up. Gets behind some heavy cover. Just to delay things. Oh, goes in. But gets jumped on again. Maybe even go and decap this power now. There's that Sentinel. Forces the Dire Avengers to abandon their own cap over there. There's the third Guardian squad out for Best Noob. Pouring that damage on the Sentinel. Gets the ground pound up. But I don't think he's going to risk turning around to use it. We do have repair support coming in. I think it's going to be okay, is it? Not sure if they can out-repair triple Dire Avengers, so that Sentinel is keeping on moving. It's a decent push. Most likely into Shuriken, right, for Adilla. Although, maybe we'll see those Rangers. Maybe we'll see those Rangers. It is a Shuriken, the safer play. And they did decap that power too. Inquisitor has to get it back. Now decapping a wreck point. It's a strong start for Adilla. She has one generator up. Oh, soon to be up. And gets a decap over there. Can anyone get VPs though? We do have one capped by Best Noob. Most like these fellas. There's that Shuriken Cannon. Pretty nippy for a setup team, especially rotation rate. Warlock just annoying stuff with his fancy Eldar lightning hands. There's Hammer of the Witches though. Boom! And needs to run. Did buy time for some caps though. Shuriken's going to set up. Best Noob has spotted it. Are they going to respond? Did not see a direct response to Devastators in the first game, but this is a very different map. Might have to get spotters or something. Meanwhile though, Flamer Guardsmen doing their thing. Here comes the Warlock. He's very upset. They're going to get his generator down. In fact, that's 2 gens down. I think there was another one over there. Jumps on just that guy in particular. There's a special attack though, and we'll deal with them now. Shuriken sets up in time to deter the Inquisitor. I don't think you can target the platform itself. So you can't like flesh hook it, you can't get Hammer of the Witches on it to stop firing, I don't think. Second Shuriken is out. Yeah, they're looking pretty strong. Decent grenade. A little bit too late to hit that Inquisitor though. There's a second Shuriken. And it is spotters on the way for Best Noob. It needs to deal with all of the range damage pouring out of his Eldar. And the general mobility too is dangerous. Sentinel went down over there while I was watching, I think, the Power Bash. That's a big deal. Generator comes in. These guys going to set up and annoy people. There we go. Spotter shell. Boom. Not sure how much. I think it's like 50 damage or something. The starting shell, and then it goes to 75, and then I think it goes to 110. Those numbers may have changed though. No war gear for the Inquisitor yet. Got caught in melee there. Maybe they'll eat the grenade. Don't seem to be too interested in moving away from the Guardsman. Yeah, not threatened by Guardsman in melee. There we go. Fought off by a Shuriken Cannon crew. I guess there were Dire Avengers helping though. Double cap here for Adilla. Warlock doing his thing. Immolator is on the way. I was just going to say, are we going to see an Immolator? Now it has damage over time on the ranged attack, I believe. Eats the Hammer of the Witches. And some fire. Have some fire of your own. Immolator is in. Gonna be a triple cap here though for Adilla. Uh-oh, taking a hell of a lot of damage, those spotters. Did get their shell away. 411 to 451. These guys will just be outshot, I think. Or maybe not. Can they set up again? Only dropped one model. And they are able to set up again and mess those guys up. Oh, I was trying to get a grenade in on those suppressed Guardsmen, I think, but they saw it coming. Warlock is back out. Still level 1. We have a, I want to call it a power bash, it's like a power tickle going on from those 4 Dire Avengers. Warlock is ready to burn some Guardsmen here. Nope. Ready to help bash with the new damage over time shenanigans. Fighting well on in 2 areas here, Adilla. Those double shurikens have done wonders. There's another Sentinel out, late tier 1 for Best Noob. Was not expecting that. Warlock will easily tie up Guardsmen for days. Inquisitor gets in on those fellas. Grenade goes out. But it is dodged. There's Hammer of the Witches. Those guys maybe need to move up there. It's a decent special. And gets away. Here we go. Shuriken is moving. Dire Avengers are not. 283 to 451. Adilla not too far away from a tier 2, but that's a dead shuriken. It is. Use Distort Field there to try and save it, but it doesn't save you from being stomped on. So a setback at the end of tier 1 for Adilla. But I think they're still in a pretty decent position here. Can go tier 2 now, and there it is. Get that Falcon up. Maybe some Wraith Guard. Warlock is level 2. There's a plethora of targets to go after. Spotter shell. Oh, it's a smoke shell. Warlock took his time. There we go. It's on fire. Should have gone straight after the spotters there, I think. Guess they were looking elsewhere. 216 to 451. Trying to get a cap under fire from the Sentinel. In fact, it's a concede from Best Noob. I guess they figured Adilla would be ahead on tech. Sentinel is taking big chunks of damage per engagement. But they live to fight another day. It's 2 to 1 in the series. Level 2 Warlock with the Immolator brings it home for Adilla. And I'll see you guys in Game 4. Hey people, Injured here, back with Game 4 of this quarter-final. It's Calderis Refinery, and Best Noob has got all of the Imperial Guard. This time it's the Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support begins with a Refractor Shield. He's not afraid to use it. Up against Adilla with a Orky Mech Boy, teleporting hero that fights in ranged combat with lots of Orky gadgets, giving him lots of versatility. Sluggers on the west, shooters going east. The familiar Sentinel into double Guardsman, I guess, for Best Noob, but now has a Lord Commissar to mix it up in melee. Mech, expect to see electric armor to mess up Guardsmen, trying to repair their Sentinel and stuff. And maybe triple shooters this time? Maybe. Can't quite get the cap. Sentinel just walks in to mess his cover up, which is rude. But hey, you can teleport. Shooters are there to provide support. Or are they? There we go. Help your boss. So 1-to-1 now. There's the third Guardsman squad. They are putting some pressure on his Sentinel, but there's double repair support. Now they can switch targets maybe to the Guardsman. Oh, they're using War, just trying to whittle down this Sentinel here. Sluggers now coming in, forcing a reposition from Best Noob. Lord Commissar coming in from the eastern side. Gonna get in on one of those shooter boys. There he is. Mech Boy's really chasing with his teleport. Got it very low. Lord Commissar can't tie up both of the shooter boys. I know they have a path they can block. Can the shooter boys stay in the fight though? Sentinel able to get away. So low. 20 hit points on this thing. And a full-on retreat by Adilla. Well, Sluggers are still in play. They're going to try and decap the VP here. An encouraging start for Adilla. More Guardsmen for Best Noob. Nope, cancels it. And it is triple shooters for Adilla. Triple shooters and electric armor. Can be very painful for Imperial Guard. Special attack there on the Sluggers. Trying to get in, but it's a waste of their health, I think, to try and do that. Single cap. Thanks to the Sluggers. But it's going to be a 2-to-1. Adilla does have those triple shooters up. No upgrades yet. Do you get electric armor first, or do you upgrade your shooters first? You do have one generator. Looks like they're going to shake themselves apart, but it's Orky engineering. Might see a flamer on these fellas. Looks like Best Noob really likes to dedicate one Guardsman to flaming things. There's a bunch of Daka. Shield is stripped down. Doing a lot of damage to that Lord Commissar. I think that was a good play. Force off that Commissar first. And now you can get to work. Not a lot of cover for them to take though. One shooter boy is out of there. Oh no, it's not. They come back. They have big shooters. Typically you want to target the shooter boy squad that has the upgrades, I suppose. Pushes them back. Sentinel lives. Might be able to get onto the power here. Sluggers don't have their burners. Typically you won't see it. Orcs versus guard. You want these shooter boys all upgraded. More big shooters in. They have more range and more damage than regular shooters because they're big. Mech Boy has the electric armor now. 10 power melee DPS. Not sure what the radius is, doesn't tell me here. Also 200 health is pretty useful. Hey, a Mech Boy turret, the rarest thing in Dawn of War 2. And we're going to see one. They don't suppress like some other turrets, but they do. You don't have any damage fall off either. The damage is actually pretty good. Look at that. How much damage it did to the Sentinel there. I wish we'd see more Orky turrets. They look fun. And there's the electric armor doing its thing. What's the ability actually called? Electric shock. Okay. Lots of Dakar. And a decap. 452 to 469 on the VPs. Oh, Best Noob did get a 4th Guardsman squad out. Here they go. Sergeant on the way. Dilla getting a decap, but so is the Sentinel. We'll see if that turret pays off in the long term. Or helps get rid of the Commissar very quickly there. Meanwhile, as you may have spotted on the minimap, we've got burning generators. Might be enough Dakar to kill these guys here. Triple shooters. Get it done. All with their big shooters now. Those guys cannot stand against it. Electric armor might finish them. 419 to 469. And Dilla got a decap on the power. And a cap, in fact. Those guys got a decap as well, though. More guardsmen on the way to Best Noob to replace those that fell. Dilla's done pretty well, though. Sentinel gets repaired up. Bunch of shooters here. And there's the more Dakar Global. I think it reduces the cooldown of weapons. So they'll fire more often. Which orcs love. Almost got rid of those guardsmen, the Commissar. Trying to kill this Mech Boy. But gets suppressed. Can the Sentinel do it though? And there's guardsmen there. They might take him down, you know. That's a big setback for Dilla. Oh, gets away. I thought for sure the Mech Boy was going down there. Gets the shooters out of there, I think. Okay. They ate the stomp and the Commissar's in amongst them. Also, mines. Lots of mines. Oh, I dropped one of the squads. It's quite a big setback. Because we're not going to see tier 2 anytime soon. Hasn't defended the power. We've seen that in every game, pretty much. Just like needed everything to mess with the Sentinel, basically. That turret can now be taken down. Sluggers will do their best, but it's not going to work out for them. Should have just got out of there, I think. Needlessly losing a few models. Did know this power. And does have gens going up over here. Looks like we're going to be fighting some tier 1 stuff for a while yet. Because Best Noob is not that close either. They've been pinned back quite a lot, but they've been able to go up the sides and do some stuff. We saw the power bash there, we saw the Sentinel go around and get to the mid. Multi-laser turret is going up. Double shooters now with a knob leader on one, and he knows how to Dakar. Standing in heavy cover and getting shots in, kills one of the shooter boys with his pistol. And those flamers have spotted the other power gen farm. Suppresses them to stop them firing the flamers. Tries to get into melee now. There's more flamers. There's electric armor. You do need to pour damage on alongside it though, since the damage is evenly spread, of course. These guys are going to be dealt with 276 to 447. Adilla losing momentum here. Best Noob just staying solid. I mean, Adilla's killed plenty of guardsmen, but they're only guardsmen. Lost the power everywhere it's been so far. There goes another generator up. And did retain a node. Oh, not for long though. Sluggers with their burners. He's not expecting burners to be purchased when he's trying to get tier 2. Dodging the stomp well. Sentinel trying to lead them in front of the other turret, but they're going to burn it down, or at least try to. Lord Commissar's going to come and tie them up. Oh, he's still in range stance there. But does get rid of them. 2-1 cap for Best. The Noob has a bunch of VPs to make up, but they're in a pretty solid position now. The extra Guardsman squad has really helped. Have to replace it, of course, as well. There's tier 2 for Best Noob. Adilla needs a bit more stuff before they can go. Might just run in for a stomp here. Nope, stays back. But Commissar just picking them off with his pistol. That's so annoying. That heavy cover helping him to stand there. And now it's Best Noob who's pushing forward. Should Adilla have replaced those shooter boys? So tough to say. Probably not. Would have delayed tier 2 too much, I think. I mean, lots of guardsmen are dying, but let's not forget, lots of walks are dying too. Look at them. They know how to fall over, those fellas. We're going to see that Chimera, I guess. Adilla's not going to be able to respond for a little while. Could get tank buses up soonish, though. Sluggers moving up the west side. Try and gap the power, maybe do some decapping. Guardsmen chilling out in the mid. They have 2 squads of flamers, let's not forget. So they're going to be restricted to those relatively close range weapons for the rest of the game. Can't swap them out. The Chimera is on the way. I'm sure Adilla's expecting it. And get a pretty fearsome anti-vehicle weapon himself, the mech boy. I don't know how much it is. 30 power maybe? Perhaps we'll see. Don't see anything purchased. No Knob Leader. No Mech Boy. War Gear. It's a Death Dread. Get those burners and bits. Burn down some gens. Not that there's any gens to burn down. Oh, there's 2 over there. Missile Launcher Sentinel. Ouch. These are frag missiles, anti-infantry. And if you let them all land, they can be really painful. Tried to use the more Dakar Global again. Some mines dropped here in common retreat paths. What was that? Oh, he's shooting at sluggers. Chimera is out, and there it is. We also have a Death Dread. And a heavy weapon squad coming in the way. It's going to allow Best Noob to just sit in the mid, basically. It's going to be so hard to approach. Death Dread is a good choice. Can they squeeze a Weird Boy out as well? Maybe. So, I mean, it kind of forces Best Noob to get a las cannon, right? Unless they purchase Stormtroopers as well. The Sentinel can use the crack missile, it can switch to it and threaten the Death Dread, which might be enough. Might be enough. I don't see burners and bits. I see tank buses on the way. Does not go for a Weird Boy. Tank buses it is. 276 to 290. Best Noob is whittling down those VPs after that very strong start from Adilla. There's that heavy weapon squad. Oh, they go for the las cannon. Okay. Very briefly saw the Death Dread there. Did you see it that early? I just went straight for a las cannon, I think. 276 apiece. Bunch of Dakar, but this Death Dread is in trouble. Las cannon and crack missiles is bad news. It's going to be pretty tough to approach this. Do we see... Oh, we see the custom force field. Might use that to teleport in and just throw stuff around so it can't repair. We shall see. Looks like Adilla has a plan. And it involves the Death Dread standing up there for now. Tank Busters are ready to roll. Death Dread is going to join the action. But it shoots us first, and it's the electric armor. Look how quickly they reinforce though, it's crazy. Death Dread goes after some guardsmen. What kind of missiles are you using, Mr. Sentinel? It's got crack loaded in. They're not targeting the Death Dread though. Here come the Tank Busters. What took them so long? Where were they? Right, barrage takes out the turret. Slugger's getting a decent flank in. Meanwhile, the Death Dread is going after the Sentinel. There we go. Tank Busters continue to move up. Sluggers are dealt with though. And look, it's like Best Noob has taken no damage because everything just reinforces so quick off that Chimera, and it's so hard to push against it sometimes. Death Dread is going to go down. There it goes. Got a cool death animation, that guy. And that's pretty damning for Adilla. Reinforcing the Sluggers. They lost all but one model. Just bleeding so much every engagement here. It's much easier for Best Noob to recover from those losses than it is Adilla. This guy's stomping for style points. Is it time for Adilla to get a war truck? Try and out-sustain the guard. Is that even wise to try and do? I think a weird boy, instead of those tank busters, maybe throw in the stun and do some good chunks of damage with his basic attack. Just try and bleed them dry. I understand the tank busters. Oh man, shooters drop there. You understand the tank buster purchase because he wants rid of this Chimera. There's Swamp'em. Going after nobody in particular. Some guardsmen dropped there. I think they reinforced before they fully dropped. Some mines thrown out by the mech. They're going to be spotted until they arm. It might take a while to arm as well. Still that 2-to-1 cap here. Meanwhile, Flamer Guardsmen, you know what they want to do. Burn this stuff. It's more tank busters. Nope. Cancels it, does Adilla. I wonder if they're thinking about tier 3. I don't think that would work out. But they're not purchasing anything else. Tank Buster Barrage. It's a pretty good barrage. Look at that. How much damage it did. Flamers are doing their thing though. Tier 3 for Best Noob. And they can't stop it. They can't stop this bash. It's a full bash there. That's so painful. A single guardsman squad with flamers able to do it. It's stick bombers on the way for Adilla. Level 2 sluggers. We got level 3 shooters. What about these fellas? Level 2, level 2, level 3, level 1. The guys that have been burning generators down. Level 2. And these guys might have burned some. That was not a great shot, fellas. Tank Buster Barrage. Just trying to guess where the Chimera is, maybe. This is a bad fight. Yeah, you need to run away. Down to 96 VPs now. It's going to take a pretty miraculous engagement for Adilla here. But they're not giving up. Stick bombers who do have decent melee capabilities. Getting in on the Lord Commissar, just casually stands there and decaps a fully matured wreck point. And everything just waits in the mid. Now Looter's on the way. Mechboy has his big shooter. So not his own anti-vehicle weapon. I think a Weird Boy with the Mechboy's beamy def gun would have been pretty strong in tier 2. Best noob in tier 3 with tons of resources as well. It's like barely any bleed. It's like, what are you bleeding here? Just guardsman, that is it. Nothing that costs power. Stick bombs. Those are actually stun bombs. They hit something. We have a beamy def gun looter squad. Can they get a shot in? They did. Mechboy is moving towards... No, I thought it was moving towards the Chimera for some reason. Tank Buster barrage attempts. It's going to hit. It's going to take it out. Well done. Down goes the Chimera. Still a 2-to-1 cap for best noob. Can they get that Sentinel too? I guess best noob thought it was safe up there. I think they're going to get the Sentinel, you know. Look at that for a turnaround. The beamy looters made all the difference. The big chunks of damage. Baneblade on the way though for best noob. And that's a rocket run. And those might be dead shooter boys. No. The knob leader escaped somehow through dumb luck. Slugger's getting a decap here. It's going to be a triple for Adilla, I believe. There's a lot of VPs to make up though. And a soon-to-be Baneblade in your face. Another looter squad, which could transition into another beamy once they see the Baneblade, but I assume these guys are coming out to use their def gun. Lord Commissar's not happy. He has to fill out lots of forms when his vehicles explode. Ties up that Mechboy. Oh, mine's doing some work now. Look at that. I wonder if the mines hit the Chimera at any point. I didn't notice it, but why would I notice things? Lord Commissar level 3 going for the Carapace armor. Another Tank Buster barrage. That costs red to use, by the way. The Borks naturally accumulate it. Baneblade is almost out. I wonder if Adilla expects this. It has been a while since we saw something new. The second looters do have the def gun. Will they change though once they see this thing? 225 to 23. Mechboy needs to be careful, very low on health, but has the mid. Does have the mid. And this is a bad place to group your stuff together because we're going to see a Demolisher Cannon do some work, I imagine, on that blob of orcs. Stick bombs in retreat path. Did they even kill? Oh, they killed one. I'm going to say, did they even kill one? Baneblade does have some guardsman support. And here comes more. Lord Commissar with Carapace and the Power Sword, and now Stubbornness on the way. It's a 2-to-1 for Adilla, but how long? Refaces the beamy def gun. It's getting shots. Not sure what these fellas are up to. Just being sent in to die, I think. Free up some population. Yeah. Basilisk Flare shuts down the range of that beamy. Shooter boys got absolutely wrecked as it expects, and now sluggers are being burned to death. They did take out some guardsmen though. Are they going to get away? Looks like maybe. Can the Baneblade get a big shot off? Here's the mech boy. Teleports in. Throws out some mines. They didn't mess up vehicles for a while, I think. Uh-oh. Stick bombers being messed up by the Lord Commissar. And killed, in fact. Death gun is forced off. The beamy looters are back in the field. And there's a war truck. Not sure you're going to just face tank a Baneblade though, fellas. That's a demolisher cannon for your face. Ouch. And they're taken out. Tank busters now are being tied up though immediately. Not sure what this war truck is doing. Is there someone inside it? Are there sluggers inside it? Oh, the sluggers are here. Where's he going? I don't know what he's doing. Might be a drunk driver over there. Commissar's going to take the mid. Well, decap it at least. Gameplay's doing its thing. Not often you see them in a 1v1, but they're quite fearsome when they don't have to worry about 3 entire armies coming after them in a team game. War truck almost gets one shot on rear armor. Last cannons finish the job. Not sure what the idea behind the war truck was. Maybe there's more sustainability, but not. Well, I was over there. It's hard to manage everything. It's hard. Level 5 Lord Commissar with the stubbornness up now. Are you going to cap, fellas? Oh, they're trying to. There's mines. There we go. They are getting the decap. We have beamy looters. I guess the other squad upgraded to a beamy. Being all sneaky like. Hide the guns, I think it's called, or something. Here comes a Lehman Russ though. That's bad news. Tank Buster Barrage stops the cap. Gameplay's going to push forward and do some of this. Boom. This guy survived. There's more backup. Whittled down those guardsmen. Does not finish the cap. Lord Commissar's going to try with those stubbornness heals. Puts his shield up. Looks like he's going to get it done. Slugger's moving in now. Trying to get rid of that Lord Commissar. Here comes the Lehman Russ. Beamy looters are put into bits. Or was that the tank busters? I'm not sure. They're dilling down to just 2 squads. Gets another war truck up. There's GG though. Yeah. Lehman Russ coming out. There's no way they could pull this back. And we see it again. We see solid Imperial Guard getting through the game just fine with Chimera and Guardsmen. And then, hey, how about a Baneblade? Tough, very tough. Good start from Adilla. Just couldn't keep the momentum up. When you're losing just as much as your enemy and they reinforce much better than you do. So Best Noob goes through to the semis. Good effort from Adilla, who of course organised the Elite League, so big props to them. Balanced lead for Elite Mod these days as well. Puts a lot of work in. But there you have it guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.